Now we get to Emmanuelle Sits. It might as well be Emmanuelle because it's a fucking remake. And on that, this is a fucking remake of that Emmanuelle 5. Same fucking story. It is the same story. Girls get abducted, become sex slaves. Wonder what film that reminds me of. So Emmanuelle Sits to me is just a remake of Emmanuelle fucking 5. Only the Mamselle isn't as interesting as number 5, she's not as interesting as the one in Mamselle 4, and she's definitely no Silver Tistel. Anyway, you got a bit of the music, it starts up and it's raining and you got some music. Now if you think the music was annoying in Mamselle 4, you thought it was annoying in Dubbed by Mamselle, and you got in your tits in Mamselle fucking 5, try this one for size. She is beautiful, the man. Mamselle, and honest to God, her voice sounds worse than the one in Mamselle 5, and that is saying something. Her voice is worse. The only difference is, I do think the story's a little bit more interesting in this, or will be a little bit more leading. It's to do with Mamselle and she's lost her memory. I shit you not, she's lost her memory. Now it goes a bit like the original, she's a mogul and everything, and she meets a guy who has the same hairstyle as me. Yep, he has a slap head. And this guy's done it to think so that she's Mamselle and she's lost her memory. So I don't find the story a little bit interesting in this. So that's why I'm being a bit more lenient on this one. I'm being lenient. But all said and done, to me it's just a remake of this one. It's another film that doesn't know whether it's a thriller, doesn't know whether it's an action, doesn't know whether it's political. It's just like number 5. It's just tasteless. It's just, to me, they don't know what film to make, so the Scottish themselves were popular in the 70s and in the 80s, and they made so many series, they just threw Mamselle on it, got it a fucking day. And that's what it feels like to me. Mamselle 6, same as the 5th one, feels like we've got no Silver Tistel, she's like nice to look at, we've slapped Mamselle on it, there you go, we make some money out of the name. And that's what it feels like. That is what it fucking feels like. So you've got the bald guy, Danny DeFincis is Mamselle, you've got cutbacks. I've got to admit, this is interesting. It kind of reminds me of Mamselle 4, because you've got cutbacks of her mogging, her tits out and all this. But after that, the film just goes down a notch. It seemed to get her to get a memory about when she was Mamselle. There's a bit in it where she's walking in a barn. It's not as raunchy as the barn scene in number 4. She sees a couple doing it. You've got this Indian lad who is so fucking irritating. Fucking hell, he is annoying. But he's trying to get her to become Mamselle. You've got a bald tie, trying to finish of being Mamselle. Now you get fastbacks of her as Mamselle, you know, she's a mogul and everything, she's with these moguls and she's going through this fun and country. Again, you got a lot of beautiful scenery there. She meets another lad who they're trying to make him into another Indiana Jones wannabe. So they definitely reminds me of that film, another Indiana Jones fucking wannabe. She shags him on the beach. So I do admit though, it is a bit more raunchier than what it was in number fucking, oh fuck it, Dubbed by Mamselle. I get confused with that many Mamselle films. Cut the story short, there's a sailor who also wants to get in Mamselle pants, but she's no interest. And I can see why, because he's fucking ugly and he's fat. Anyway, she does it with 2 guys on a ship. Not really that exciting. And there's a dirt in it. How the fucking hell does this Indian dirt fit in a box? She's fit in a box all the way through the film. She's hidden in a box. Whatever. Anyway, to cut the story short, like I say, she shags this Indiana Jones wannabe, and this sailor man's with these other people, just like number 5. They want to get the women to be sex slaves, just like number fucking 5. Now you dupes them all. You dupes Mamselle, you dupes them all, and the Indiana Jones wannabe comes in to save the day. But then you get these natives, right? They've got most of the women as sex slaves. You get these fucking natives. They shoot darts and kill everybody. Do you want to know what that reminds me of? Batman Mamselle and the Last Cannibals. You know when the Batman Mamselles were getting popular? They did one in 1977. Bit of horror, bit of a cannibal film, and it was a Mamselle film all rolled into one. The only difference is it's not as bloody, not as gruesome as Black Mamselle and the Last Cannibals. But it just reminded me of that. You get the natives and they're killing people one by one. So Mamselle gets out. For some reason she's out of it. She doesn't die obviously because she lost her fucking memory. Duh. She falls out, passes out, wakes up the next day. They die with a slap head. That's him telling the story. She's too sort of lost her mem there. There's a bit of the Indian guy takes her to see this woman who's doing this weird fucking dance. She's weird as fuck. She's doing this bare ass naked. I think I'm weird. That's what that woman's doing. She does it even weirder than that. And there's this snake on the floor. It's not like Man Myself 4 where you see a woman masturbating with a snake in the uncut version of Man Myself 4. We've got the Indian guy saying, it wriggles, it turns, it takes over your body. See how annoying that was? Did that irritate you? When he does it, it's even more fucking annoying. I'm only acting the way he's acting. She says no and runs away because she's a shit bag. And then for some reason, the memory comes back. I think that's the bit where she's having the flashbacks of the natives. So when memory comes back, she strips off naked, she masturbates, she snuffs it. I don't know if she snuffs it or she passes out. I didn't really, I lost interest at that bit. It ends again, you get that annoying music. She is beautiful, the man myself. And I'm thinking, thank fuck for that. The film is just boring. It's bonkers. I just named the first bonk scene. Well, one where they're doing it to her, but it's not all that exciting. There's a couple of sailor men are touching her up. Not that warm there. A little bit here and there as she sees her tits. Nice to look at. No, mate, she's an attractive looking girl, but she's definitely no Sylvester Tistel. The bit where she does it with a die on the beach, that's about it. That's about it. Again, it just doesn't feel like a Man Myself film. It has to be a bit warm, so you get a bit of other music. It goes do 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 do. It repeats itself more times than the fucking song. It's like it doesn't know what it wants to be. This is the bit where I would say Man Myself 5 is a step down from Man Myself 4. And if you think Man Myself 5 was a step down from number 4, Man Myself 6 is definitely a step down. It feels like a fucking remake of number 5. The only difference is the Man Myself isn't as... She's nice, okay, she's pretty. I'm being unfair here. She's pretty to look at. But at the end of the day, the dubbing's not the best. The story's a little bit interesting. That's why I'm being lenient with this one. I like the idea of Man Myself using a mem there. But again, it's just a task job. In my eyes, this is a task job. They're just tassing in on the name. Man Myself, let's tass in on the name. I don't know what to call this film. Oh, we call it Man Myself. We call it Man Myself fucking 6. We called it a fucking day. We called it a fucking day. This is the reason why after this one, it took them so many years to make another Man Myself film. It took them so many years to make another Man Myself film. Thankfully, in the early 90s, they decided to make another one called Man Myself 7. Had a lot of different names like Man Myself in Effin and all this, and they sort of got Silver Tistel. I wouldn't say, yeah, I would say Pies a role, even though again it feels like she's a different character. So the sort of being Silver Tistel to Pies a role to die and bring back the fan size, but never really rubbed off in the early 90s. They did a TV series that felt more sci-fi. It was funny enough, was on the Sci-Fi channel on Sky. Definitely more sci-fi. But again, had Silver Tistel in it, and it's sort of sad. You can see at this point, Silver Tistel was just using a fucking brand name. But you can definitely see why when they got to Man Myself 7, they bought a bat. I would say Man Myself 7, even though it's not the best of films, it's definitely a step up. It definitely feels more like a Man Myself film, even though it just feels sci-fi at the same time. This, on the other hand, it's just be tasteless. It just doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be. But I'm lenient because the story sort of is interesting. But other than that, I'll be fair. 2.5. Into then. See you later.